2 days ago, Luke flipped his car when he was T-boned. And we are still here to review Tron Ares for you guys. The people online are saying it sucks, but we are Tron OGs. We are fans, and we have the knowledge, and we're going to tell you the truth about Tron Ares. Is it good, or does it suck?
This is the chill zone.
Good evening, YouTube. Dfromm here. Welcome to the Chill Zone. I am here joined with
Joel Knuckleberg
and Luke.
And we just saw Tron Ares. We love Tron. We made 2 videos leading up to this video, reacting to the trailers, breaking it down, and it's finally here. Luke and Joel got the cups. Wow. I didn't get the cup. Theater can't have any more of my money. There's also a twist to this video. Before going in to the theater, we made a deal. Whoever most poorly guessed how many times Ares would get derezzed and regened will have to do a cringe TikTok dance. Cut to our guesses before the movie.
All right. The prediction counter is how many times is Jared Leto gonna die or be rezzed again? And
I say 3.
I said 4.
And I say 5.
Loser has to do a TikTok dance.
Thanks, past us.
We will reveal the outcome at the end, or maybe in the middle. You'll have to stay tuned. Thank you for joining us. Here we are. We've seen Tron Ares. It was a lot to take in. What are your guys' thoughts? First reactions after seeing the movie. It's been about an hour and a half since we got out of the theater. We had some pancakes, got our thoughts together, and now we're ready to really break it down. Start with Luke.
Yeah, overall, I thought the movie was really good. The hate, I can understand, as the plot was a little bit convoluted, which we'll get into. But I do think there were some issues with the plot. But I do think overall, visually, amazing movie. It was so cool to go back to the Tron universe. And I really liked some of the new characters, not all of them that they added in. Even if it wasn't the Sam, Flynn, and Cora we were hoping for. They were still good characters.
What is that ringing?
I don't know.
Someone's reversing.
I don't know.
Like a truck. Oh, okay. Stop.
Oh,
All right, Joel. 30-second
Yeah.
review.
I don't know. I feel like it was pretty good. It was a very prequel moment where I was like experiencing something for myself in the theaters again that I had seen so long ago and was like so implemental in my childhood. I definitely agree that like the plot was a little up and down. The first half of the movie was really good. The visuals overall were really good. The visuals were great, but the best visuals were spoiled in the trailer, so that was a little unfortunate. But music was good. I haven't listened to the full soundtrack post-movie yet, but in the movie it was good.
Yeah. You know, I didn't watch any other commentaries, any reviews, but I was scrolling through the homepage of YouTube and I saw someone say it was hot garbage and it was a mess. So I was a little nervous going into it. We knew Jared Leto was one of the leads, so we knew it was quite the gamble. So I wasn't sure what to expect. At first, I was really hyped. I really liked it. It did get a little shaky, but in the end, I think it mostly sticks the landing as a movie, and I hope it does well enough to deserve a sequel. I think, well, it's the third, but each Tron movie really stands on its own. There's slight connecting pieces to Legacy, so they don't just wipe it off the map. It is technically a sequel, and then I guess like the third movie in the series. I hope we get another, though. It definitely left off on a point where it can continue, which we will get into. But I think we can just step by step go through the movie, what happened, and
Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Spoiler warning.
Go see it so we can watch another one.
Watch the movie and come back. But if you don't want spoilers, I will say I think it is worth a watch in theaters. We saw it in IMAX. Cut to us walking into the theater.
I'm so sad.
All right, guys. First time at this theater. That's right out. This feels weird, but we have to lock in. This is the commitment we have to you guys out here. So drop a like and sub.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And these two drove with the ultimate commitment.
Nice.
Whoa, we have a special zone. Can we take this thing, please? Can we have it? Hype is peaking. Hype is off the chain. This screen is massive. Huge. Thanks, us. As IMAX was pumping.
Wow.
The screen was huge.
It was huge.
It was filmed for IMAX.
So good.
And it was worth it. We only paid $12.50 for our tickets. Cinemark. Shout out to Cinemark. It went hard.
And the seats were comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Seats were comfortable.
Yeah.
It was great. Great experience.
Great experience.
Absolutely.
Truly. Will we get the Tron Ares skins in Fortnite? Luke got the skins.
I did.
I did too.
Joel got the skin. I have never gotten skins in Fortnite ever. And if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will get the skins in Fortnite. And that is the only way. There is no other way. Let it be known. The movie begins with Kevin Flynn saying the grid, similar to how it began in Tron Legacy, which was sweet. We got to see a retro TV. He's talking.
Yeah.
And they got a second chance on the de-aging CGI that they did in Tron Legacy, and it was a whole lot better.
So good.
They only used it for like 10 seconds, but it looked photoreal.
And the TV was also like older, so like it didn't have to be like super high res.
That's true.
Like de-aging either, so it was nice. It was a good touch.
It was nice. Great to see Kevin Flynn wrapping it together. Then we're moving into Ares. We see him awoken. He's training. We see him for the first time. He gets de-resed, but then he becomes a fighting force. And we learn he is the master control for the Dillinger Industries grid. There are multiple grids in this movie, not just the Encom grid. And the Dillinger Industries grid has like the orange.
Yeah.
It's orange, right?
Yeah. More red.
Orange, red, whatever aesthetic. Wait, no, we're at Goodwill. And there's a V friend, and it just reminded me that Gary V had a cameo in Tron.
Yeah, back to more news, like kind of just like setting up the world. Which for me, I was like, that's so cool. Like I love the news scene in Tron Legacy, and I think it was a really good way to like tell everyone like what's going on in the universe and like get everyone kind of up to speed about what's happening, especially, and also like if you're a new fan that just goes to see Tron Ares and they haven't seen Legacy or the original Tron, then it's like, well, they can still kind of be caught up and understand like what happens.
That's a good point. It wraps up the legacy of the three movies into one. It brings them together. It has a little bit of original Tron with Kevin Flynn, then he disappears, leads into Tron Legacy. It does tell us that Sam Flynn was the CEO after Tron Legacy, but then he stepped away for personal reasons to be replaced by Eva Kim, who is the protagonist, maybe with Ares about screen time wise, but she is number one in the movie. And we learn then we are in this frozen place. She discovers some old computers, and she's trying to make the code for
Trying to find a
permanence.
master code. Yeah.
The permanence code, because Dillinger's little stunt where he's showing all the generals his military equipment, we learn that these programs, when they're generated on Earth, can only last 29 minutes, which I thought was a interesting bit. I mean, it does go against the laws of matter because it cannot be created or destroyed.
That is true.
They're just creating the. Well, I guess it's 3D printing, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that works.
Yeah. I mean, also in Legacy too, they were like, we're gonna invade the. Facts. Did Cora just like die after like a half hour of
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Cora just like out in the middle of the bike right out to the side, just
Just de-res.
fades away.
Yeah, that is not even addressed.
Facts.
I guess
That's a great point.
maybe we can assume that Cora had the.
Oh, isotope. Permanent code.
Since she was an ISO, she had the permanence code.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
So let's assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did feel like a little bit. It was kind of like it sometimes feels like the movie that we should have gotten with Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
Like it would have been so much cooler if Clue was the one coming. which we can maybe get into. But
That's
like,
true.
it would have been so much like if Clue had kind of won at the end of Tron Legacy, and then Sam and Cora also make it back with Clue, and then they kind of fight in the real world, and like Clue kind of does like plan for like world dominance, you know?
Right. It's true. We were robbed of the true sequel to Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
So it's hard to look at this movie because that's really what I wanted. But
yeah,
I tried to come to terms with the fact that this is not that movie.
Yeah.
It takes place a whole lot, majority in the real world, which is another hard pill to swallow. But I think for what it was, I did enjoy it.
Yeah. I think if you had like just watched the movie, like had nothing to do with the other movies, or like just kind of took it as its own movie, I feel like you would still like it. I think it made it better that you knew like, oh, that's Kevin Flynn when he goes and talks to Jeff Bridges, or like oh, Sam Flynn, I remember when he was in the movie. Like that definitely added to it, but then also it's like, well, it kind of took away because like, well, I was really wanting to see Sam Flynn and all the stuff, like the true sequel to Tron Legacy, and like what are they up to? But you didn't really get that. But that, I mean, it's kind of how unfortunately works when it's 15 years apart. And it's like
it's like reminding us what we could have had, but we didn't get because the movie didn't gross enough at the box office. Just a little too short of what Disney wanted back in 2010. So hoping this movie does gangbusters. I looked. It's only based on Friday. It looks like it's doing okay. Continuing on with the plot, Eva Kim. What do we think of the new protagonist? She dominates most of the movie. I guess, it's really just duking it out between the two companies. Dillinger, the son, what's his name? Julian. So Dillinger is definitely the evil guy. He wants it for the military, but he's not as smart as Eva Kim. She discovers the permanence code, and instead of figuring it out, he's got pressure from his mom, who says he's got 6 months, or the board of directors are kicking him out. Little business drama. Business drama there. But so he decides to hack NCOM. And that gives us a really sweet sequence.
Oh, yeah.
When it's like, so they're hacking. He's doing his code. But we get to see, in Tron style, the actual hack is Ares and his strike team go into the NCOM grid and actually they're battling. And that was sweet. That was a sweet scene.
Yeah. That was cool.
We saw that in the trailer, but unfortunately that was the only time we saw the NCOM grid. In all the blue. It looks very cool, but yeah. That was a sweet moment.
That was so cool. Yeah. I liked how it was like when you're doing something in the real world, like it has actions on the grid. Like I like seeing like the translation of it. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I did think it was a little, I feel like for like what Legacy had set up for what the real world knows about the grid, I feel like it being acted like a database in this movie is a little bit weird. Like it's a whole other world in Legacy, and this one is kind of like a database. Like, oh, we're gonna hack the database, and so they're like hacking the grid, which is like,
that's a good point.
We hadn't really seen that, and then like Ares steps into like this wall of code, and he's like trying to retrieve
the information.
But
so it's kind of like a database center versus like an actual world. So I feel like that's a little strange and a little bit like going in a different direction than
definitely
Legacy was.
But they did have that server room, the same one. In Legacy.
Oh yeah. No.
But the way it was presented in the grid itself definitely changed.
That's a great point, Joel. And like, in addition, it's like they, instead of like building it from the inside, they kind of built it from the outside. They're like coding it, but like Kevin Flynn would like go in and actually build it in Legacy. So that's another thing I thought of too. I was like, it's interesting how it kind of shifts from that. Not saying either way is like one's necessarily better than the other. I think I like the idea of building it from the inside better. But I mean, we got what we got. So
No end of line club.
No end of line club.
There was a funny moment when he calls not Eva because she's off on her mission.
AJ, right? The AJ guy.
Oh yeah, he calls him talking about the code, and he gets mad. So he yells, "End of line!" and like.
Yeah, that's something
yeah.
like
Hang
that.
up.
That was a good. That was a good.
I know. I was good little
That was cool.
nugget of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you know, you know.
Yeah, it was funny that Encom's like a video game company when they were like the Windows of the world,
Yeah, I didn't know operating software.
but then they make like Space Invaders, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Something good.
That was
Very
funny.
interesting.
Space
Very
Invaders.
interesting.
I feel like different aspects like that, like the lack of consistency, is a little bit concerning. But that's more like the world building of it, or like the setting of the movie. Like if it's gonna be a direct follow up and have characters like Kevin Flynn by Jeff Bridges, not Jeff Bridges. What? Jeff.
That's crazy.
Then like you kind of got to keep the same setting of like what Income does, what Dillinger does,
Yeah.
what
Well,
systems
It's
are,
also
kind
been,
of.
time has passed.
Yeah, you can shift.
It's been an
Fair
evolution.
enough. Fair enough.
But,
I don't know.
you can see it both ways. An evolution, but it
Yeah.
does seem odd for a operating behemoth to just make video games. But it was like, oh, this is like the most popular
Yeah.
video game of all time. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like this to like I don't know. At least like only emphasize that. I'm sure that's not
Yeah.
what they did, but
Right.
you know.
But then they also like Eva's sister who died from cancer, like was trying to change the world with uncoding Kevin Flynn's code, and it was like a whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. Eva, what do you guys think of her as a character?
Yeah.
I didn't think she was that bad. I was a little bit worried about her when she was like, I saw her in the trailer and saw her as one of the lead roles, and I was like, and I swear that it was like police officer was like her like title, since like some kind of like officer thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does this make any sense? I was like super confused, but it made a lot more sense in the movie, and I felt like she was actually a pretty good character. Acting wise was pretty good, but she wasn't like the standout. And standout was like the Dillinger, Julian Dillinger was
Yeah.
astounding.
Yeah, he was good.
He's a good character, and he was a good like actor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, I thought she was great. I really enjoyed her character. I think like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I should have been Sam Flynn doing all that. But
Yeah.
for what, like, that's not her fault, not the character's fault. So I had to, objectively just view the character, and I thought she did a good job. And I of all like her like Encom friends, like she was definitely the best one. But I would agree that Julian Dillinger was a just better character, and I just thought he was more interesting. I think also for as far as like what her like goal was, I thought that all very much made sense, and I thought she had very good motivations as a character, and she like did always the right thing, and I don't know, I thought she was good, and I liked her character a lot. So.
Yeah. Like Joel said, I thought she was going to be a police officer because the scenes of her in the trailer, there was a bunch of police and she was like walking in front of them. So I was like, oh, she's like a detective or something. But not so at all. She's the CEO. But honestly, I was very enjoyed her character. Very enjoyed. I liked her character a lot. I think it definitely exceeded I didn't really have expectations, but I thought she was good. Acting was very good.
Yeah.
Likeable character. And yeah, it was interesting to see the dynamic between her and Ares, because at first he's hunting her through Dillinger sending Ares to hunt her, but in the process Ares learns about her and her past and her motivations, basically everything about her, because he has access to all the data in the whole world, and he kind of learns to become human through her, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that like Ares became sentient, like from the very start. Like there wasn't like the only glimpse of like absolute command, like following machine was like when he was trained. That was like it. Like the first command, like he was like, you could tell that like there was something off there. So I thought that was a little bit strange, but yeah, she played a huge role in him, like changing, obviously.
Well, I think the bigger twist actually with the like AI like sentient thing, like obviously the water was the turning point of of him like becoming like kind of like waking up or like wanting to become human.
Where were we? We're talking about Ares, how he was developing, becoming more human as the movie went on. And I made the comment about Dr. Mike, how he said he wished ChatGPT was a human. And he said he had multiple conversations with it that brought him to tears. And he wished it was a human so he could give it a hug. And that's basically Ares in this movie, is he learns what it's like to be human. And in the end, he wants to be human. And develops a friendship with Eva. I was personally very glad that it wasn't like a love thing.
Yeah.
For a sec, I got worried.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Thank goodness they didn't do that. That would have been so weird.
That would have been.
I was definitely worried too. I know when they started like, "Do you trust me?" and they're like staring.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, no, don't kiss. No,
please no.
Thank goodness they were just friends, and yeah, it was wholesome. There was no romance in this movie.
Yeah.
A character I'm thinking of is kind of Eva's sidekick when they were in the snow world.
Yeah.
He was a nice bit of relief. Some of his lines were a little corny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like.
But
Hey.
at the beginning of the movie was kind of like heavy, and I think it was nice a little bit, but some of the stuff he said, it was like, all right, this is getting a little cringe. You've made it to the surprise portion of the video where we tell you who got the challenge of how many D-res in the movie there were by Ares. And, well, I guess 3, Joel gets 4, Luke gets 5. He died 3 times, came back 4 times, maybe 5. We determined that we're all gonna do it. So you are treated to all 3 of us doing a TikTok dance.
Say a little prayer for you. A moment I wake up before I put on my makeup. I say a little prayer for you.
I think it now. What do you guys think? This is a big piece. What do you guys think of Ares and Jared Leto's performance? This is really a lot of the movie hinges on this.
Yeah.
How do we think he delivered?
I think the end of the movie just did such a good job of laying out how the whole movie went with his acting. We got Jesus, Jared Leto, hair down in some like Caribbean outfit, experiencing the world before they're gonna bring
crazy.
About AI to the world. Which also, I feel like this shouldn't even be a big deal that much because they literally brought Korra into the real life. I'm sure they introduced her.
Well, I don't know. I think she maybe lived as a secret.
Oh, maybe she did.
Yeah.
I thought Kenneth Flynn wanted to be like the gift to the world was the ISOs.
Well, but I don't know if it doesn't seem. I think he
it's
was
all interpretation. It's
But
all...
yes, at the end, Ares gets the code from Kevin Flynn. For the most part, I said this in the trailer reaction, I think Jared Leto was a good pick because he's playing an AI who is kind of awkward and kind of, at the beginning, soulless. Mm-hmm. And he did that part well. It just got a little funky when he started to get more human. Some of the delivery was a little awkward in the moment when he decided to rescue Eva from the grid because to get the code, they brought her to the grid. I thought when he fully went rogue, I thought it was a little awkward, but for the most part, I think he did a solid job. Jared Leto this was not Morbius. It was solid. I think it was all right. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I would go with it was all right. Like, I think it was good when he was playing a soulless AI, but then the more emotion he got, the weirder it got. But also that could just be like, well, he's learning emotion. Like he's an AI still. He's still like learning, and it's like awkward at first. Yeah. But like it was just a little bit awkward. I was like, okay. He definitely. He made this movie happen. So
that's true.
I thank him for that.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Jared Leto was a massive Tron fan.
Yeah, he was pushing for it big time. Yeah. Thank you, Jared. And we just hope this movie does well enough. Yeah, is there any big beats we missed from the movie before we get into our final thoughts?
Let's talk about the visuals and the actual like filmmaking of the movie a little bit.
Cinematography was... I really liked especially at the beginning, the visuals were unreal. In the different grids, we have the NCOM grid, which something funny was a bit of code sends literally a tactical nuke into the grid and blows up the NCOM grid, never to be seen again.
Yeah, that was
Then
crazy.
later in the movie, they send a nuke to the Dillinger grid, but the visuals were great. The CG was great. I don't know.
CG was good. I feel like a good testament to that was like when the recognizer was like happening and
In New York?
in New York.
I think it was L.A.
I don't know what it was.
San Francisco.
San Fran.
Something
yeah.
like that.
All
When the recognizer's like flying through the city, whatnot, and like they're having their battle, and like the leg is just destroyed, and like it's flying down and crashing into like the building, like the real world sim with like the CG, like almost like what is it, Cujo? Like what's like Godzilla? Like what's that called? Kaiju. It's a very kaiju. Like it did that type of like
Yeah,
destruction,
Big
very well.
Yeah.
So it was pretty sweet. I thought it was good. I'm surprised that Eve didn't die because the building was falling on top of her that whole time. Like right
I know.
next
She had that like circle kind of around her.
I know it was very strange, but that's not important.
Yeah.
But the visuals were great. But I do think, like I said at the beginning, all the good shots, like the really good ones, were like spoiled by the trailer and teaser trailer.
True.
You know, like all the different flying, like X-wings through the city and all of that. So
I really liked the boat visual, which they did not have in the trailers.
That was cool.
The boat escape scene, well, that was cool.
That was cool.
they
went under the water too.
That was cool. Yeah, the one shot where he came like flying up and he was like staring at the camera like straight face. He was like,
that was funny.
I was like kind of like that's cool, but also like that's kind of hilarious at the same time.
That sequence, I think the sequence when he was helping Eve, it's Eve, right?
Yeah.
When he was helping her escape, that was probably the one point in the movie where I was like, what the heck is happening? This is so kind of all over the place. But before that, great. After that, I think it found its footing again, but it was kind of a little wild.
Yeah.
It was like a long sequence when they're going through like a jet ski, but also it goes under the water and it like kind of fly, escaping things, and then they get out. That was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I also think that there were a lot of visuals inspired from Legacy. I mean, like the whole like, it was very interesting. I don't know how to feel about it because all of it is like a kudos to Legacy and like the grid being the first thing that they said,
right?
And then like them like when it shows Eve for the first time, like it's her like riding her snowmobile, like the whole bike scene in Legacy, which just can't be topped. I'm sorry, like no matter where you go, that
they
bike
didn't
scene.
have a light cycle fight. There was no arena.
There was no arena. I feel like the choreographing for the actual fighting was way better than Legacy. Like I think the part in Legacy where they're at the end of Line Club, and they're like fighting. Some of them are kind of like it kind of had that sequel Star Wars feel, where it's like you choreograph, like wait for your turn to go into the fight, and then like if not, like you're like awkwardly posing, in like a thing. So, but there was everything flowed super well, and they had like the beams. They could like run off of the beams and
that was
use
cool.
that. That was a cool feature.
that
I
was
thought that was
cool.
sweet. So I think the fighting was done better, and they added like cool features with that.
Yeah.
So
the last scene with Ares fighting Athena, that was cool.
That was
Choreography
cool.
was sweet.
I agree.
And
That was good.
also the first scene when he's training takes
that
out like
one
10.
was-
Yeah.
That was so sick. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a tank.
That was so cool.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I think the only part, like, I only like gripe with the movie, like visually, was just the fact that they didn't spend more time in the grid.
Yeah.
I think it was a one taker.
I guess it's not even really visually, but it's just like it's just not as cool to look at a city. It's way cooler to look at the grid.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think they did a great job. Like all the grids look super cool. And I like there was two of them, and then they kind of hacked into each other.
Yeah.
That was definitely a cool idea.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm wondering what you guys think about when he goes to the 80s grid and sees hologram Kevin Flynn, because I really liked the throwback aesthetics, the original light cycle, the bit that guided him. I liked that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like Kevin Flynn was he was kind of just, oh, you have emotions. This is interesting. I don't know, like I don't know if he really said all that much. He kind of just like walked around in his cloak, and he eventually gave him the code.
You're surprising me, man.
Yeah.
Which that was a throwback. Like that
Yeah.
was like
He says that. Yeah.
says that a lot in Legacy. So that was like
Radical
kind of
man.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like he took the gravelly voice. I don't know if it's just because he's older and maybe that's just how it is. But the gravelly voice was maximum. It was like,
Yeah, I cannot understand half the things he was saying.
It's like, dude, speak up.
Yeah.
Did you take this once?
Yeah, literally. It was cool to see Kevin Flynn, but I felt like Ares doing this was not earned.
Yeah. That
Did
was,
not feel right to me.
something was
Did
off.
not sit right. And then
I agree.
I liked that he went into the OG, but I just was like, like Sam Flynn could have gone into the OG and seen his dad. Like
Yeah.
that would have meant so much more than just like some random program.
Right.
I don't know. It's like this random program like steals the show, and they could have just like, continued on like the father son storyline that they had going in Legacy, and that was way more,
For sure.
way
Right.
cooler, way more important. you
Yeah,
know?
true.
Right.
So
Yeah. I think that there were a few moments like that with Jared Leto where it's supposed to be like they were like Ares' big moments, like, oh, his suit turns blue or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that was like a cool kudos and like whatnot, but like in Legacy that just kind of happened and it like.
Well, he
was-
became. The way I saw it is he effectively became a user. So he
Right.
had the user white.
Oh,
lights
that is true. I didn't think about that.
because he became human.
Right.
I thought that
Oh.
seemed kind of. I don't know. That's the way I saw
Oh,
it.
is that?
I liked it.
So does he actually become human? Is that like? Oh, I see. Because he's bleeding.
As human as it gets. Because then he was like really tired after his last fight, whereas like you shouldn't get tired normally.
yeah, but he's human now.
I was thinking each of us could give like a minute summary review,
Soapbox.
Yeah.
and then we can wrap it up.
Let's
So,
do
yeah,
it.
Luke, go first.
Yeah, overall, I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked going back to the Tron universe. It's still as cool as it was when I was, 7 years old watching it in the theater.
Yeah.
And I still really liked a lot of the characters and a lot of the storylines, but I just felt like it's just a little bit much at times, and I felt like Jared Leto kind of stole the show from other characters that could have been, in the spotlight, like Sam Flynn, or Cora, whoever. Characters that I personally resonate a little bit more with. But I do think that it's still very enjoyable and very cool visuals, very cool soundtrack, very cool action scenes, and very cool ideas with the programs and waking up, and also had a phenomenal villain. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to like. A few things that's maybe not entirely the movie's fault, but still cool. So
Yeah. Very cool.
I'll give my rating like a. Yeah, I feel like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 is probably like where I'll land. I thought it was good. The visuals were great. I think the hardest part about this movie is like my rating is so biased because I had such a high expectations and like wanting for expectations to be at this level, but it wasn't really sustainable to have that and to really expect that, and we didn't really get it. So I think that's bound to happen, but with a movie that's been so implemental in Luke and I's childhood, growing up, like you have your opinions and you're a lot more stubborn about that. But that aside, I thought that Eve was a surprisingly good character from my perspective. I thought that she really stood out to me. Julian Dillinger was astounding. I thought he was really good. Some of the comedy was seemed a little bit random.
Yeah.
but
That's true.
That wasn't too bad. But I think that it's a movie that I want to watch again.
We're on to another SD card because we've been yapping too long. But Joel.
Yeah, the comedy was like a little misplaced sometimes, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it was I think it was terrible. So, I mean, there was like some stuff like that too in Legacy as well, but I just look at it was so little biased towards it. I enjoyed the movie, especially the first half, and the scenes that were a part of the trailers, like those whole sequences. I was super invested in and super excited about, but I don't like it wasn't. Seeing Kevin Flynn wasn't like a Luke Skywalker Mandalorian season. Tears are falling. yippies are hooray.
Yeah.
So overall, I enjoyed it. It was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth the drive across the country for.
Yes.
The ferry boat across the sea for.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, it was really just John, honored to be here and to experience this movie.
Overall, glad I got to experience Tron with these two Tron legends. I've only been a Tron fan for about 4 or so years when I saw it freshman year of college. Introduced by these. I thought Tron Legacy, I heard it was bad, but when I watched it, it was great. And in a way, this movie was similar. Wasn't as great as Tron Legacy, but also heard it was really bad, and it was definitely not really bad. It was entertaining. Glad I saw it. My rating, 7 out of 10. Strong 7. Coolness factor, though, 9 out of 10.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely more coolness and a great theater experience. 9 Inch Nails did great. Daft Punk is Daft Punk. Can't really top that soundtrack. But there was a few heaters in this, and the way it played into the movie was tremendous. Really liked the soundtrack. The visual CG was effectively perfect.
Yeah.
Flawless CGI. We've arrived at photorealism. It looked like everything from the grid was in real life. The light cycle looked real. It was very cool.
It was awesome. It did look really real.
It was very cool. All the visuals. I think Jared Leto did a solid job as Ares. I think golf clap for Jared Leto. He didn't blow it. I don't think he blew it.
No.
And I'm interested to see where the next movie, I hope the next movie exists. The one thing, the two things in the movie, the few parts, the plot was a little disjointed a little. The scene felt a little awkward, that escape from the grid with Tron and Eva. A little off, a little weird, but it came around in the end. I think, honestly, I could have done, I hate to say it, I think this movie may have been better without Kevin Flynn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeff Bridges. Honestly, I feel like I don't know. It felt a little off. It kind of messed with the pacing. We're going from insane battle in the city to they're walking around in the grid. Why isn't Ares like, hey, I kind of gotta hurry up here and get this code back to my friend who's gonna die? But no, they're just chatting. He's like, whatever. Yeah. And that was that. The visuals were definitely super cool in the 80s grid. I loved that, but it just felt a little weird. Fan service, which I did like, but And then the ending where Ares becomes human, and Joel was talking about this. He looks like Jesus, and he's sitting at a coffee shop in some random country.
Mediterranean country.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? He looks like Jared Leto dresses in real life, and it just took me out of the thing. I was like, where did he learn style, and this is just weird. Yeah. And that felt off. We didn't need that. They could have had a postcard from him, and that would have been enough. We didn't need the cutaway. Whatever. But I did like that it tied into Cora and kind of pointed to he might seek her out, and Sam. Yeah,
I didn't realize
he had a picture of Sam and Cora, and he was like, I think there's others like me. And so maybe in a perfect world we could see those characters again. And I really just hope this movie does well enough. I think it deserves to be a success. And it's definitely an enjoyable movie you want to see in theaters. Yeah. But not perfect by any means. But 15 years of waiting, it's going to be hard to match those expectations. Yeah. For what it is, I think all the characters were great. I liked the side NCOM team. I kind of liked those people.
Like the ones, AJ, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was terrible.
No, I liked it. It's just
yeah, it's whatever, side character. Yeah. But yeah, I liked overall the relationship between Eva and Ares. I thought was good.
It was a healthy balance.
Yeah, it was good. I'm so glad they didn't date. Thank goodness. Again, thank goodness. But yeah, 7 out of 10. This movie was solid. It was very fun to watch. Not perfect, but glad we got to experience it.
Yeah.
Luke flipped his car and is still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joel is 6'7".
Wow.
Luke literally flipped his car. Can we get a video of that?
Sora.
It is as
video.
if he was in the movie.
Final score here. Summary score 7.5.
7.5. Average of 7.5. Click in the description for their channels that don't really post. What do you think of the movie? Comment below. And we'll see you for the next Tron movie in the next 15 years. Or if this movie does bad, this will be the last Tron movie ever. Thank you.
Nugget took your spot.
Oh,
Maybe. Oh.
That's a good ends.
Yeah.
This is me after Tron Ares.
Oh.